College football is supposed to be built slowly, recruit, develop, wait your turn. Miami just skipped all three. The Miami Hurricanes didn't rebuild their roster for 2026. They replaced it. And here's the crazy part. This might actually be the smartest thing happening in college football right now. Because hidden inside Miami's transfer portal strategy is a gamble so aggressive, it could either launch them into the playoff conversation or blow up the locker room before October. And later in this video, I'm going to show you the one decision they made that almost nobody is talking about but might decide their entire season. This matters because Miami isn't trying to be good anymore. They're trying to win the college football playoff era of football. And under head coach Mario Cristobal, the plan is very clear. Not patience, not tradition, speed. Tonight we're breaking down the master blueprint behind Miami's portal usage, the positional chess moves that changed the roster, why no money reshaped everything, and the controversial truth about why this works better in the ACC than the SEC. By the end, you'll understand why Miami's future doesn't depend on recruiting rankings anymore. It depends on roster engineering. Let's get into it. The master plan behind the portal. Most programs use the transfer portal to fix mistakes. Miami uses it to skip timelines. Think about a normal rebuild. Year 1, talent arrives. Year 2, development. Year 3, contention. Miami compressed that into one off-season. This isn't random recruiting. This is architecture. The philosophy is simple. High school players build identity, transfers deliver production. That means every off-season becomes a roster update, not a reset. And here's the curiosity loop. If you can replace weaknesses every year, do rebuilds even exist anymore? Because Miami isn't waiting for players to become veterans, they're importing veterans. The positional chess moves. This is where the strategy gets interesting. They didn't chase stars. They chased problems, offensive line first. Miami started in the trenches, and that tells you everything. You don't win with highlights, you win with protection. Veteran linemen immediately stabilize an offense. Freshmen almost never do. That single decision shortens a rebuild by 2 seasons. But here's the bigger question. If the line improves instantly, how much better does the quarterback look? Quarterback room design. Miami didn't bet on one savior. They built layers: starter, experienced backup, developmental talent. That reduces collapse risk. The #1 killer of modern seasons. They're building a quarterback ecosystem, not a depth chart. And now the offense has something most teams lack: insurance. Defense, production over potential. On defense, Miami targeted snaps played, not recruiting stars. Tackles, pressures, coverage reps, translation, they bought certainty. That raises the floor immediately, and in conference races, floor matters more than ceiling. But here's the tension. What happens when half your leaders just arrived? We'll get there in a second. The nil factor. We cannot talk about the college football transfer portal 2026 era without nil. The NIL impact on college football changed incentives forever. Players no longer wait 3 years. Programs no longer gamble on development. Miami's location and backing give them leverage. But they're not just spending, they're selecting. They prioritize older players because older players are predictable, and predictability wins games. Curiosity loop. Is the portal really free agency, or is it now scouting version 2.0? Because Miami treats it like an efficiency market. Risk of locker room fracture. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Talent does not equal chemistry. Transfer-heavy teams face 3 dangers: leadership confusion, scheme learning delays, loyalty gaps during adversity, a recruiting class grows together, a portal class assembles together. That difference shows up in close games, and this is where Miami's gamble becomes real. Because if losses hit early, who owns the locker room, the fourth-year recruit, or the one-year starter? And this leads to a controversial statement. Portal teams don't fail because of talent. They fail because hierarchy hasn't been established yet. Miami must solve leadership before November. Comparison to SEC and Big Ten models. Now here's the part fans argue about. The Atlantic Coast Conference is uniquely suited for this strategy. Why? Because depth wars are different than experience wars. In the Southeastern Conference and Big Ten Conference, elite teams stack 5-star backups. You beat them with overwhelming talent, but in the ACC, you beat teams with maturity. That means Miami's veteran transfers might matter more here than anywhere else in the country. Controversial take number 2, a portal-heavy roster has a higher ceiling in the ACC than in the SEC, not because of weakness, because of structure. The hidden gamble nobody's talking about. Everyone talks about players Miami added. Nobody talks about players they didn't wait for by accelerating timelines. Miami sacrifices something. Continuity compounding. Programs usually peak when recruits become seniors together. Miami may never have that moment. They might always be good, but rarely synchronized. So here's the hidden gamble. They traded long-term chemistry peaks for permanent competitive relevance. Is sustained 9 to 10 wins better than rare championship windows? That question defines the strategy. Future projections, best case scenario, the roster gels immediately. Veterans stabilize close games. Defense plays assignment football. Miami becomes an ACC title contender and playoff dark horse. Worst case scenario, talent exists, but leadership doesn't. Close losses stack. Transfers rotate emotionally instead of structurally. They finish talented but inconsistent. Most realistic outcome, major improvement. Not elite yet, but nationally relevant. The program's reputation changes more than its record, and that affects recruiting permanently. Why this could change college football if Miami succeeds, others copy it. Rebuild timelines disappear, recruiting becomes identity, portal becomes tuning. College football shifts from development cycles to roster management cycles. We stop asking who signed the best class. We start asking who assembled the best roster this year. Miami isn't rebuilding. They're adapting faster than the sport under Mario Cristobal. This program is testing a theory that in modern college football, experience beats patience and immediacy beats projection if it works. Miami isn't just back, they're the prototype. If it fails, they'll be remembered as the team that tried to outsmart chemistry. But either way, the experiment already changed expectations. Because the future of roster building won't belong to the most talented team. It'll belong to the most optimized one. So now the question becomes, did Miami find the shortcut to contention or the shortcut to instability? We're about to find out this season. If you want deep dive college football breakdowns like this, strategy, psychology, and the stories behind the headlines, hit subscribe, drop your take in the comments, and tell me, is the transfer portal building contenders or breaking the sport?